Un, dos, tres.
Book 3, Stage 5, Lesson 68. It takes Ireland. It takes Ireland. How do we translate the words it takes? How do we translate the words it takes?
We translate the word it takes with se toma aproximadamente.
Very good. How long does it take you to go home from here? How long does it take you to go home from here?
It takes about half an hour to go home from here.
Very good. Does it take longer to fly from here to Ireland than to go by train and ship? Does it take longer to fly from here to Ireland than to go by train and ship?
No, it doesn't take
Longer to fly from here to Ireland.
but it takes less time.
Very good. About how long would it take us to reach the station from here if we walked very fast? About how long would it take us to reach the station from here if we walked very fast?
It takes us about 5 minutes to reach the station from here if we walk very fast.
Very good. Amount to. Amount to. What amount of money have you got in your pocket at the moment? What amount of money have you got in your pocket at the moment?
I've got 5,000 pesos in my pocket at the moment.
Very good. Do you use a large amount of wood in building houses in this country? Do they use a large amount of wood in building houses in this country?
Yes, they use a large amount of wood to build houses
In this country. Very good. What do £50 and £13 amount to? What do £50 and £13 amount to? £50 and £13 amount to
63 pounds.
Very good. Further, Sweden, information, in addition, extra. Further, Sweden, information, in addition, extra. Further means the same as farther, but it also means in addition or extra. What does the word further mean? What does the word further mean?
The word further means the same as further, but it also means in addition or extra.
Very good. Which is further from Spain, Sweden or Switzerland? Which is further from Spain, Sweden or Switzerland? Sweden is further from Spain than Switzerland. Very good. What's the furthest you've ever been? What's the furthest you've ever been?
The furthest I've ever been is the United States.
Very good. Where did you have to go if you wanted further information about train times when you went on holiday? Where do you have to go if you wanted further information about train times when you went on holiday?
I have to go to the station if I wanted further information on trains.
Very good. Give me a further example of the word further, please. Give me a further example of the word further, please.
If I fail an exam, I'll have to take further lessons.
Very good. Woken up. Woken up. What's the paradigm of to wake up? What's the paradigm of to wake up?
The paradigm of to wake up is wake up, woke up, woken up.
Very good. Have you ever woken up too late to go to school or work? Have you ever woken up too late to go to school or work?
Yes, sometimes I have woken up too late to go to school or work.
Okay. Was it this morning?
No. I was late, but not that late.
Okay. Now, past perfect, I had studied. Past perfect, I had studied. We use the present perfect tense when an action is finished, but the time is not finished. For example, I have eaten in a restaurant this week. The action of eating is finished, but the time this week is not finished. So, when do we use the present perfect tense? And give me an example, please.
We use the present perfect tense when the action is finished, but the time is not finished.
Very
For
good.
example, I have eaten food this week.
Very good. We use the past perfect tense when there are two actions that are both in the past, but one action is before the other. For example, I had studied English before I went to England. In this sentence, we have two actions in the past. One, I studied English, and two, I went to England. Put them together in the same sentence, and one action before the other, and we have I had studied English before I went to England. The first verb I had studied is in the past perfect tense, whilst the second verb, went, is in the simple past tense. So, when do we use the past perfect tense? When do we use the past perfect tense?
We use the past perfect tense when we talk about two actions in the past that have both finished.
Very good. And one happened before the other. Excellent. Had you studied English before you began studying at this school? Had you studied English before you started studying at this school?
Yes, I had studied English before I started studying in this school.
Very good. Had you had anything to eat before you came to school today? Had you had anything to eat before you came to school today?
Yes, I had something to eat before I came to school today.
Very good. If you saw a lot of people standing around two cars in the middle of the street, what would you think had happened? If you saw a lot of people standing around two cars in the middle of the street, what would you think had happened?
If I saw a lot of people standing in the middle of the cars, I'll think an accident happened.
Very good. Party, birthday, political.
Happy
birthday, political. What does the word party mean? What does the word party mean?
The word party means fiesta.
Very good. Do you ever throw a party at home on your birthday? Do you ever throw a party at home on your birthday?
Yes, sometimes I throw a party at home on my birthday.
Do you prefer to go on holiday with a friend or in a large party? Do you prefer to go on holiday with a friend or in a large party?
I prefer to go on holiday with a friend.
Okay. Copy. What happens if one pupil copies from another during an exam? What happens if one pupil copies from another during an exam?
If one pupil copies from another during an exam, he's sent out of the room into the principal's office.
Excellent. Influence. Has the weather a strong influence over you? Do you, for example, feel happy in good weather and unhappy in bad weather? Has the weather a strong influence over you? Do you, for example, feel happy in good weather and feel unhappy in bad weather?
Yes, the weather has a strong influence over me.
Very good. Mouse. What is the name of the famous mouse in the cinema world? What is the name of the famous mouse in the cinema world?
The name of the famous mouse in the cinema world is Mickey Mouse.
Excellent. Throat. What part of the body is this? What part of the body is this?
It's the throat.
Excellent. Opportunity. Do you believe that opportunity never comes to us twice? Do you believe that opportunity never comes to us twice?
Yes, I believe that opportunity never comes to us twice.
Develop industry, agriculture. Develop industry, agriculture.
Develop industry, agriculture.
What do we mean by the underdeveloped countries of the world? What do we mean by the underdeveloped countries in the world?
By the underdeveloped countries in the world, we mean those with little or no industry or agriculture.
Very good. Colony. Are the days of colonies a thing of the past? Are the days of colonies a thing of the past?
Yes, the days of colony are a thing of the past.
Very good. Print. Where was this book printed? This book was printed in the UK.
In the UK.
Very good. Sand. Where do we find sand?
We find sand by the sea.
Excellent. Bell, shout. Do you know whether in the old days a man walked round your town with a bell and shouted out the news at the street corners? Do you know whether in the old days a man walked round your town with a bell and shouted out the news at the street corners?
No, I don't know whether in the old days a man walked on the street and belled and shouted out the news.
Okay. Slave. Are you a slave to cigarettes or drink? Are you a slave to cigarettes or drink?
No, not a slave to cigarettes or drink.
Okay.
To food.
Stick, walking stick. Do you think a man looks better carrying a walking stick? Do you think a man looks better carrying a walking stick?
No, I don't think a man looks better carrying a walking stick.
Very good. Lake. Where would you prefer to live? By a lake or by the sea?
I prefer to live by the sea.
Very good. End of lesson 68.